The 80-20 rule. Learn to spend 80% of your time as a leader with 20%. For maximum efficiency and productivity, this is the key. Since this is going to be 80-20, and there are plenty of examples to show that it is 80-20, not exactly, but fairly close. Ask the minister in the church who picks up the tab. Probably 20% of people pick 80% of the tab. Now this is one of those things. So what do? Well, you learn to work with it and not try to solve it. It's like trying to solve the seasons. You work with the seasons, not try to solve the seasons. They are all set, and some of these things by history are all set. The key is to learn to work with the way it is set. Part of the key to leadership is to learn to spend the 80% of your time with 20%, because they are doing the 80%. We would call that good leadership sense. Now you would say, how do you do that? Let me give you part of the answer as to how you would do that. Here it is. Spend individual time with 20% and group time with the 80%. This is part of the answer to leadership skills. However, guess who wants your individual time? The wrong group. But that's what life's all about, right? Accepting this challenge. So now, you got to be clever. Another key word, diplomatic. Diplomacy and strategy are two key words for leadership to understand. Here's part of diplomacy. Mary comes and says, I've got a question. You would say, Mary, bring your question Saturday morning and I'll cover it there where I'm meeting everybody. Mary says, okay. Now it won't not be that easy and simple. But if you start trying to put it into perspective, groups, you can deal with 80% by groups and can talk to 20% individually. Now the pull is in opposite direction, and it always is. Gravity is the downward pull. Life is a struggle in the opposite direction of gravity. It's downward pull. Life is moving in the opposite direction of the normal negative. Now someone will say, I'll just fire the 80% as they're doing only 20% of the business. Well, I wouldn't fool with that. Because after you fire 80%, before too long, of the 20% who are left, 80% will be doing the 20% of business and 20% will be doing the 80%. This is not what you fire, but what you learn to work with. The 80-20 rule. It's very, very important.